When you take a trip out of Boise, flying can come with a lot of emotions. There's anticipation, pressure, plans that can't wait. There's somewhere to go and something waiting for you when you get there. But when you fly back, there is this distinct feeling. The Idaho mountains come into view, the runway lines are all there, and suddenly you can say, we're finally home. Well, this year, the Boise Airport is marking 100 years since its very first flight. And to understand why this place feels so much like home, you have to go back to where it all began. Before Boise had jet bridges, baggage claim, before TSA, it didn't even have an airstrip. Back in 1926, aviation pioneer Walter Varney cleared land south of the Boise River, right where Boise State now stands, and launched the city's first airmail route. There was just one pilot with one engine and a bag of mail. That flight cut a nearly 2-day journey down to just 4 hours and put Boise on the aviation map. It didn't take long for the airport to outgrow that first home.
So Boise Junior College had been leasing space on the north side of the river. And when this opportunity arose, they relocated to the south bank and built their first administrative building and, added some dormitories and classrooms over time. And so eventually the use of that airstrip, it ceased. And so in 1936, thereabouts, the decision was made to officially relocate the Boise Airport to Gowan Field.
Over time, the airport grew but remained a small hub. In 1930, Varney Airlines was sold to United Airlines. By the mid-1930s, Boise was growing.
When I look back on how we've more than doubled the number of passengers that we're serving in our community, I would have not, when I started on my first day in my wildest dreams, thought that this is where we would be today, double the size, having done these huge expansion projects.
But in the last decade alone, passenger traffic has grown by more than 70%, pushing Boise from that small hub into a medium-sized airport. Last year, more than 5 million people passed through these doors, and that growth is visible everywhere. New parking garages, a rental car center, and soon, an entirely new concourse.
Where rental cars are parking today is where aircraft will be parking in the future.
For airport planners, that growth comes with a challenge on how to expand without losing the feeling that people love.
And the goal with the project is not to make Boise more complicated or bigger. It's to keep Boise the way that it is and offer the same level of service that passengers have come to know and expect from the Boise Airport.
We know it does feel like home when we get here, but also making a sense of place here. So if it's your first time coming to the Boise Airport, we want to leave this lasting impression. So we're really trying to pay attention to some of those features in the new concourse to be able to give that experience of like, I have arrived at the City of Trees.
Future projects include building Concourse A, expanding baggage systems, and increasing infrastructure designed to carry Boise into the next generation with room for millions more passengers.
Group 2, welcome aboard.
But airport leaders say no matter how big it gets, this place still means something deeply personal.
Just to see the amount of growth and change that's happened over the 20 plus years since my first time traveling through the Boise Airport, it's really pretty shocking, but also exciting. And I think as an airport, we really want to be on the leading edge so that we can meet the passenger demands, knowing that it's not just about getting from point A to point B. Airports have really become this kind of third space or this place where passengers are looking for more than just getting on an airplane. And so we want to be able to deliver that experience to our passengers and our community.
Because for Idahoans, the Boise Airport isn't just where the trips begin. It's where they end, where families reunite, where home finally comes into view. The Boise Airport has spent the last 100 years doing one thing really well: bringing people home.
Our intent is to keep the things that people love about the Boise Airport and make it even better. And so yes, I think the Boise Airport of the past would be very pleased with the Boise Airport of the present and the future.
And that centennial milestone is coming up fast. On April 6th, the Boise Airport kicks off a 100-year celebration since that very first flight. And we will be marking it with a special show right here on the 208. We're going to be digging deeper into the history, the stories, and of course, the future of the airport.